हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा। स्टार्ट विद चैंटिंग। एक राउंड चैंटिंग करेंगे फिर कौन से?
ठीक है प्रभु जी। अपन दोनों ही क्या प्रभु जी मीटिंग में? प्रभु जी, I just had a question.
हाँ। Yes.
Like my partner is in that they have their monthly periods. So तब मैं चैंटिंग कर सकता हूँ क्या?
चैंटिंग को कोई नियम नहीं है, पूजा वगैरह का अलग है, भगवान के पर्सनल सेवा के लिए प्रॉब्लम है। बाकी
अच्छा
सब चैंटिंग के लिए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, वो खुद माता जी भी कर सकती है। चैंटिंग को
अच्छा
कोई
अच्छा।
नियम नहीं है।
तो मेरे वो
चैंटिंग में कलयुग में ये मंत्र के लिए कोई नियम नहीं है, क्योंकि बहुत
अच्छा
सारे नियम पालन होंगे नहीं लोगों से। सो
अच्छा
इसीलिए वो नियम रखे नहीं है बहुत सारे, ये मंत्र के लिए, बाकी मंत्र के लिए हो सकते हैं, वो चेक करना है, बाकी कुछ
अच्छा
करना है तो। बट पूजा वगैरह जो है वो पर्सनल चीजें, भगवान की पर्सनल सेवा है, थोड़ा नहीं करना चाहिए उस इन जनरल। नहीं तो चैंटिंग के
अच्छा
लिए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, चैंटिंग वगैरह।
अच्छा। और जैसे मैं गायत्री करता हूँ प्रभु जी, तो वो भी नहीं करनी चाहिए क्या?
गायत्री को मेरे को पता नहीं है, गायत्री को मैं पूछ लेता हूँ। बट आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होना चाहिए, यू कैन ऑलवेज डू। गायत्री तो करना चाहिए, ऐसा मैंने सुना तो नहीं है, बट मैं कंफर्म करता हूँ कि गायत्री पुरुषों ने नहीं करना चाहिए। ऐसा कुछ मेरे को नहीं लगता है होगा, बट आई जस्ट कंफर्म अबाउट गायत्री।
हाँ
आप
तो प्रभु
रेगुलर
जी आप
करते हो ना गायत्री?
हाँ मैं करता हूँ वो और हरे कृष्णा दोनों। तो
मेरे को
गायत्री
हरे
मैं
कृष्णा का तो कंफर्म है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। गायत्री का भी नहीं होना चाहिए आपको, माता जी का
हाँ
पता नहीं, बट आपको तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होना चाहिए गायत्री को। मैं फिर भी कंफर्म करता हूँ गायत्री, बट
हाँ प्रभु जी
हरे
मुझे
कृष्णा
बता
तो
देना।
चाहिए। हरे कृष्णा
अच्छा
माला।
मेरे और मेरी अभी ना वो भगवान जिसका जो मंदिर है ना उसके नीचे मेरी ये पड़ी हुई है माला, तो मैं वहाँ वहाँ छू या नहीं छू?
नहीं, आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, माता जी के ना, और माला को
अच्छा
कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। माला यू कैन ऑलवेज डायरेक्टली आप माला कोई टच करोगे तो भी चलेगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम।
नहीं, वो भगवान के मंदिर में पड़ी तो मैं उसको छू सकता हूँ?
आपको मंदिर जाने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है वैसे, यू कैन जस्ट वॉश हैंड एंड टेक, नो प्रॉब्लम।
मैं एक मम्मी ने मुझे बोला कि ना कि तू अवॉइड ही कर जब तक 3 दिन एटलीस्ट।
ओके, तो ठीक है, आप ऐसे ही चेंज करो फिर, आप ऐसे ही चेंज
अच्छा
करो।
फिर
मैं कंफर्म करता हूँ नेक्स्ट
फिर-
टाइम, कि मेरे को नहीं लगता आपको कुछ रूल्स होंगे जाने के लिए, बट मैं कंफर्म करता हूँ फिर
अच्छा
भी। माता
अच्छा।
जी, yes, पर्सनल सेवा माता जी कैन नॉट डू ऑफ लॉर्ड, बट whether husband can
हम्म।
do or not, I'll just confirm.
और ना मैं सुबह मुझे अपना ये अपनी आज ये जो लेक्चर होने के बाद ही आप मेरे को मैसेज कर देना प्रभु जी, तो सुबह उठ के मैं मैसेज पढ़ लूंगा आपका, और मैं उस हिसाब से फिर आई टेक दैट एक्शन।
Yes, yes, yes,
और फिर
yes.
मैं अगर मुझे करना होगा तो मैं आप बस सामने वाला बोल देना, मैं नहा धो के फिर करूंगा, देन आई टच एनीवेयर
Actually,
अनलेस एंड अनटिल आई
नहा
वांट।
धोने के बाद, नहा धोने के बाद you can directly, if you go to Lord's altar, I don't think so there should be any problem. Only because in the daytime you might have a touch, so you might get, I think that's the thing, your mother might have told.
हम्म
But
एग्जैक्टली।
morning, if you just take bath and go, I don't think so your mother also should have a problem. You can ask your mother also that as soon as I take bath, if I enter uh, uh,
ओके
Lord's room, should not be a problem for you. बट यू कंफर्म, बिकॉज ना होमली रिचुअल्स जो फॉलो करते हैं वो अलग रहेंगे, हर एक परंपरा, और अपने आपके जो कुल गुरु है उन्होंने कुछ बताया होगा तो वो अलग हो सकता है, बट आई स्टिल
हाँ
कंफर्म
नहीं, मम्मी
व्हाट
तो
इज
बहुत
आवर
स्ट्रिक्टली
स्टैंड।
फॉलो करती है।
हाँ।
मम्मी बहुत स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो करती है
हाँ तो,
ना।
बट ऑफ कोर्स चैंटिंग के लिए 100% श्योर कि आपको इसके लिए कुछ नहीं है। माता जी भी चैंटिंग करते हैं मेरे हिसाब से, उनको भी चैंटिंग के लिए कुछ नहीं है, और इसीलिए
अच्छा
वो
अच्छा।
बीड्स बीड्स तो ऑलवेज शुद्ध ही रहते हैं, नीम तुलसी और कदम के जो कदम से जो बीड्स बनते हैं वो हमेशा शुद्ध ही रहते हैं. हरे कृष्ण मंत्र इज मोस्ट प्योर, so there should not be any problem as such
ओके
with
प्रभु.
that also. Okay,
ओके
ठीक
प्रभु.
है, we'll start
चलो अपन
chanting.
चैंटिंग करते हैं.
हाँ.
यस ओके प्रभु.
तो, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे, कृष्ण. लास्ट चैंटिंग चल रहा है. हाँ? कुछ अर्जेंट है क्या? नहीं, चैंटिंग कर रहा हूँ. आइडिया मत उनको भेजिए ऑफिस पे. नीचे है, उनको कॉल करिए ना. उनका नंबर है नीचे है, नीचे नीचे. हाँ. हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे, कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, कृष्ण 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम हरे हरे, जय श्री कृष्ण जय राम गोविंद श्री हरे शिवासादि लोग। तो ये हरि नाम है, ये बहुत ही मर्सीफुल फॉर्म है लॉर्ड का। लॉर्ड हैज इन्वेस्टेड ऑल हिज एनर्जीज एंड मेड इट वेरी एक्सेसिबल टू अस। इसके लिए हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल्स भी नहीं है, कोई भी कभी भी कहीं भी चैंट कर सकता है, माइंड में भी कर सकता है, दिन में रात में, नहाए हो नहीं नहाए हो कभी भी कर सकते। सो लॉर्ड्स मोस्ट मर्सीफुल फॉर्म इज चैतन्य महाप्रभु एंड हरिहर। So these two forms are very merciful forms of love.
राइट।
So we start with prayers. फिर भगवद गीता पढ़ें। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेव श्री राधा कृष्ण पदा सगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितां श्री नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नाम्ने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरवसे नमो। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कंचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। by seeking blessings of all the previous acharyas, we'll try to read and discuss something from Bhagavad Gita. हमारा setting the scene चल रहा था. I'll just share the screen. और we have read till okay. Screen sharing. यहाँ से. So you have read how Duryodhana, intelligently devised a plan to insult Draupadi. And then till here we have read his story. And then Pandavas were sent to exile for 13 years.
Right.
Okay, we can start reading from here.
Just give me a second, Prabhu. Yeah. So from where, Prabhu?
Here.
Upon. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Upon returning from exile, the Pandavas rightfully requested their kingdom from Duryodhana, who bluntly refused to yield it. Duty bound as princes to serve in public administration, the five Pandavas reduced their request to a mere 5 villages. But Duryodhan arrogantly replied that he wouldn't spare them enough land into which to drive a pin. Throughout all this, Pandavas has been consistently tolerant and forbearing, but now war seemed inevitable. Nonetheless, as the princes of the world divided, some siding with the sons of Dhritarashtra, other with the Pandavas, Krishna himself took the role of messenger of the sons of Pandu and went to the court of Dhritarashtra to plead for peace. When his plea was refused, war was now certain.
Yeah,
The
so this
Pandavas
is very important that Pandavas already till this point also were tolerating so many insults and death threats and death plans, actually killing of Kauravas, especially Duryodhana's plans. So
Mhm,
still after this also, like Krishna went, goes as peace messenger and asks for just 5 villages, 5 villages,
mhm,
not cities also. Simple 5 villages in the entire kingdom, entire earth.
mhm,
So that also has been refused by Duryodhana.
mhm,
So, and that too arrogantly, not that, okay, sorry, I cannot give. There is no, pleading mode here. It's aggressive arrogance mode. So
mhm,
इसीलिए क्या है? That's why the reason is once the greed goes beyond a certain limit, so person forgets his own benefit also, like Duryodhana. He should have given 5 villages easily and ruled the entire world. What it doesn't matter. But now he said that greed is too much, attachment is so high that he cannot even go give 5 villages out of entire earthly planet.
mhm,
So that's the nature of greed and envy. If you are envious of some person, then even little bit possession he has, you are not comfortable. Although you might have more, even
mhm,
though so you want that other person should suffer. So Duryodhana was kind of envious towards Pandavas also, and he was greedy also himself. So that's one of the reasons why Krishna also wanted a right king to be established, not a king like Duryodhana. Okay,
right.
so that's the power of greed and attachment and envy. That person even doesn't calculate his own benefit or is not able to see his own benefit when the intelligence and mind is overpowered by greed and envy towards others. And in fact,
Right.
when he also had an idea that Krishna is Narayan, Krishna is Sakshat Bhagwan, still
Mhm,
he, like, at least if others are telling it's okay, but if God is telling it's some different category of suggestion. So still
exactly.
the living entity can go to such an extent that he can deny the suggestions of Lord also. And that's when his actually suffering begins. So now Duryodhana, Lord proposed that you take give 5 villages, rule the entire world. So now this was most, adjustable thing from Lord. And it's actually injustice to Pandavas. But still Lord said that, okay, let it be. Let's avoid the war and you also be peaceful, let the world be peaceful. But then still that was not comfortable to Duryodhana. So he suffered, entire world suffered, and so much loss of killing and people. So just because of one person's greed. That's why it is said that world is enough for everyone's need, but not one person's greed. And the entire world war took place. And you can see other world wars also take place due to some of the other greed or power hungry people. So this is always a history is repeating itself again and again.
Exactly.
So here we have to
Correct.
understand the principle. We may not be able to face the world wars and all due to our misbehavior, but we'll surely have the impact on our profession and our relationship if we behave like Duryodhana. So sometimes we need to be detached also. That's why detachment is very important aspect. You have to be attached to doing your duties, but after certain point, if you see things are not going the way it is and the other person is too attached, then we need to give up things, certain things, and adjust and take the detachment role just to keep the relationship and peace going on in the society. Or just to get our job done, also sometimes we need to do that sacrifice. So,
Right.
but internally, our purpose should not be just to get the job done or keep relationship, but that all keeping good relationship and getting peaceful job and advancing in job will help us to become Krishna conscious. That should be our main purpose. Otherwise, we are disturbed in job and relationship. Then we are disturbed in our spiritual practice also. So
Right.
our goal should not only be to keep the relationship and job good, but our goal is to keep them good so that you can practice spiritual life in a good, peaceful environment. And that's why the mode of detachment is very important. After a certain point, we need to learn to give it up also, knowing that we are not the controller. So Duryodhana also knew Shastra, but he was not able to apply it specifically when there is question of kingdom. He might apply Shastra everywhere else, but he is not able to apply when where he is most attached. So these are the areas we should start with, where we are most attached. One should strive and take special endeavors to apply the Shastras and teachings of spiritual life in the regions where we are most attached, because that's where we are more prone to do blunders. Blunder means not following Shastra is the topmost blunder. And that's where we might please or displease Krishna. If you follow, you'll please Krishna in that thing. If you don't follow, then you'll not please Krishna in that particular aspect. That's why specifically where attachments are there, we need to connect it to Krishna and Dharma so that they start getting purified and we don't cross the lines of even normal ethics. So Duryodhana is crossing the lines of even normal ethics also by arrogantly rejecting the proposal. And definitely has crossed the lines by not hearing to God's message of giving 5 villages. And arrogance is not ethical also. This messenger in general also has not to be dealt with arrogance. So we see that he arrogantly tried to make Krishna also chain, or he tried to capture Krishna and put him in chains. So that also he tried to do that. So that is disobeying the normal ethical rule also, and that's definitely is not suitable for a king like Duryodhana. He's going to rule. He's already ruling now. He's ruling the entire earth. It's definitely not suitable for such king. So that's the reason so many things are there where Krishna wanted. That's why he didn't want such a leadership to take place in society, because whole generation is following them. That's why Krishna had, after so many trials, Krishna had a last one of war is now certain. So people are misunderstanding that Krishna made a war, what kind of god this is. That is so no, whatever is required to keep the principles of entire world high, that has been done by Krishna. So he tried everything from so much injustice to Pandavas from so many years. Krishna didn't made a war on the first injustice. So many injustices were happening. And still Krishna asked Pandavas also to tolerate, and Krishna himself didn't plan for war. But then specifically when Draupadi was insulted, that's when Krishna took it more seriously. And then after the peace messenger also, he was not respected, the peace message was not accepted. then war was inevitable. So Krishna is not worried about war or not war. Krishna is more worried about whether all the living entities on earth are going to follow dharma or not. So if by war they can follow dharma, he will do war. If by peace they'll follow dharma, he'll do peace. If by gifting or rewarding someone, people will follow dharma, he'll do that. If by taking away something from people, they'll follow dharma, he'll do that. So whatever Krishna's focus is on making people follow dharma, because till the time they follow dharma, there is no hope for their happiness. No permanent happiness, temporary happiness here and there you will get fraction of. But till the time people follow dharma or start Krishna consciousness, there is no permanent happiness. That's the only reason Krishna is more worried about following dharma and Krishna consciousness in this world. And because he wants our permanent happiness, even though we may not want, we may want still the happiness of this world. But Krishna knows that that happiness eventually leads into pain, and that is not permanent also. So he is not happy to give you some temporary physical happiness. He wants you to have eternal and ever increasing happiness. Okay, that is the thing. Yeah, you can read it next.
Yeah. The Pandava, men of the highest moral stature, recognized Krishna to be the supreme personality of Godhead, whereas the impious son of Dhritarashtra did not. Yet Krishna offered to enter the war according to the desire of the antagonist. As God, he would not personally fight, but whoever so desired might avail himself to Krishna's army, and the other side could have Krishna himself as the advisor and helper. Duryodhana, the political genius, snatched at Krishna's armed forces, while the Pandavas were equally eager to have Krishna himself.
So ये बहुत
In this
important
way,
fact है. He
Mhm,
here, like that Arjuna and Duryodhana both went to Krishna for help before the war. So Duryodhana always wanted some power, not God.
mhm,
So and also here we see that Pandava's highest moral stature recognized Lord. And the
mhm,
Dhritarashtra's son, that is Duryodhana, didn't recognize it so well. They heard it, but they neglected him. Many people told,
mhm,
Bhishma told that he is God, don't go against. But they sometimes people hear, but they don't take it seriously. So that is the category, Duryodhana, because the highest moral stature is not there with him. So morality helps only when it turns to having faith on God. Otherwise, there are many moral people, but they are moral just because they like to be moral. No, there is no higher purpose or connection to God. So they may be atheist also. But Pandavas, the highest morality is what? That highest means what? Highest is this the morality which leads rise to faith in Krishna, recognizing Krishna. So
mhm,
that's the highest morality. Otherwise, you'll find so many moral people, specifically in foreign countries. There's so many moral, clean, nice speaking people. But it's not necessary that they'll recognize Krishna and live for Krishna. But Pandavas were considered highest moral because their morality recognized Krishna and they lived for Krishna. That's why it is said here it is highest moral stature, men of highest moral stature. So this is
mhm,
very important. And because of that, when the offer was there that one side Krishna's army is there, other side Krishna without fighting, without any shastra will be there. So the Arjuna always wanted Krishna only. He didn't want his army. Duryodhana, political genius. He is genius. He is not like ordinary person. He is mentioned as genius. No, so but he snatched away Krishna's army. You see,
mhm,
okay, so that is very important. And Pandavas were equally eager to have Krishna himself. So
mhm,
generally, this is reflecting general people mentality. So people want to go to God to have his energy. Krishna's army is his energy. Krishna's energy. It's not Krishna directly, it's his army. Army means his energy. So people want Krishna's energy like money, fame, power, knowledge. All these energies people want. But people don't want Krishna himself. Only because Krishna has this energies in unlimited amount, people go to Krishna and they have some love to Krishna. But when it comes between question of whether you want Krishna or Krishna's energy, they'll first prefer Krishna's energy. No,
That is more
so
seems attractive.
sorry.
That seems more attractive. That's why.
Yeah, more
When it
attractive.
is materialistic, yeah.
Correct, correct. Because the consciousness is materialistic. So even then in the relationship, people do like that. Who is my friend who has more energies? Who is
Hmm.
with whom I want to have the relationship? He should have some of the energies, which I like. So that's why the relationship doesn't go deep, because it's
Right.
good to have attraction to energy, but that should be on secondary level. So energy, the person should be attractive to you, and he might have energies. So see now here, Krishna purposefully put a no, situation where Krishna is telling, I'll be without my energies. I'll not even fight. I'll not have any shastra. I'll not have my army also. तो इट्स लाइक अरे दुर्योधन इज थिंकिंग, अरे क्या काम है ऐसे व्यक्ति का जिसके पास आर्मी नहीं हो, जो फाइट भी नहीं करने वाला हो, आप भगवान भी हुए तो भी क्या फर्क पड़ता है, ऐसे दुर्योधन सोच रहा था. So like even if you are
Hmm.
God, you are not going to fight. How is it going to help me? So this is what mentality of standard living entities goes like that. So then this is what Duryodhana thought. But because Pandavas were attached to Krishna only and not his energies, so that's why they were not confused कि ये ऑप्शन आया कृष्णा को लेना है कि आर्मी को लेना है, किसको लेना है. He is not confused because he is clear. Their attachment is always Krishna himself, person. And with him, energy comes, no problem. Energy doesn't come, no problem. I am attached to Krishna. That's what pure devotion means. Pure devotion means you are attached to Krishna, not his energies. And if Krishna likes, he will give his energies to you. If Krishna doesn't like, then because he knows what best is good for us. Giving his energies is good for us, or not giving his energies is good for us. We don't know. We don't know our situation. That's why we are in material world. The fact that we are in material world itself proves that we don't know what is good for us. Otherwise, why we choose to be at a place which is filled with miseries and ultimately birth, old age, death, and disease. This is a cycle everybody is trapped in. So we are not intelligent enough. That's why we landed up in this place. So one should be humble and intelligent enough to accept that we are not so intelligent. So let God decide what is good for me. I have some my personal desires and likings to stay in this world, but I will not put that on top of God's desires. I'll express my desires and be ready for God's plan for me. So that is what pure devotees focus on, is what is God's plan for me, because I don't know my game. So sometimes getting success is good, sometimes not getting success is good. Because Krishna's focus, what we discussed previously, Krishna's focus is to take you to ultimate success, not some temporary successes in this world. So Krishna, see, most of the time Pandavas were unsuccessful, except after the war. Before that, they were unsuccessful always. But then Krishna's focus is not that, give success, not give success. Krishna's focus is to intensify Pandava's love towards him. And when they are unsuccessful, and such offer is kept that I have Krishna's army on one side and Krishna on one side, who will not going to fight. Still, Pandavas in that unsuccessful state, also you are choosing Krishna. So that's how your love will be reflected in challenging situations. You know that you are weak in army, you don't have such big army. The only fighter you have on your side compared to Bhishma or some other fighters is Arjuna, and they have so much big army. They have so many fighters like Bhishma, Karna, and so many. Duryodhana himself is a good fighter. So many people are there on their side, and we really need army. That's the situation of Pandavas. Until now they are always unsuccessful, so called externally. But still, they are not ready to give up Krishna at this situation also. And Krishna's army is not ordinary army. His army has never lost till now. Krishna and his army has never lost the war, any war till now. So they are the best of the armies on the entire planet. So still they
Okay.
are not. Yeah, still they are not even focusing on कृष्णा's आर्मी. और ऐसे लैमेंट नहीं कर रहे क्या यार मैंने क्या चॉइस कर लिया कृष्णा को, कोई भी लैमेंट नहीं किया. अर्जुना चूज कृष्णा and not that his brother started fighting. अरे यार क्या चॉइस करके लेके आया. नो, द्रौपदी भी बोली अरे क्या करके आया, आर्मी लेके आना था, कृष्ण तो फाइट भी नहीं करने वाले है, वो भगवान है, ऐसा कोई ये नहीं हो. बट दुर्योधना goes back and tells, अरे what a foolish choice Arjuna made. You know, he chose Krishna, who is not going to fight and who is not having army also. And then actually Shakuni says that you are foolish. Shakuni knows that power of Krishna. Shakuni is calculative, that he knows Krishna is not ordinary person. But Duryodhana didn't know. So Shakuni one terms chastise Krishna also. Sorry, chastise Arjuna. Sorry, Duryodhana. That what a wrong choice you have made. You know, and Krishna.
Who did that one?
Huh?
Who chastised Duryodhana?
Shakuni.
Shakuni, okay.
He is Mama. Duryodhana's
Yeah,
mama.
what did he say?
He said that Duryodhana says that I made an intelligent choice and come back, and Arjuna made a foolish choice of choosing Krishna. So Shakuni says you made the foolish choice because you don't know who is Krishna. Whether he fights or not fights, he is always going to win. So nobody. And then in one place they shown also in one serial. I don't know how authentic it is. Like then Karna also says that, "Arey, what is this big thing? Krishna is not going to fight. We'll win." So then Shakuni asked Karna also, how many wars you have won? So Karna said, I have fought some 25, 30 wars, and I won all of them. And he said, that's why I'm telling that we'll win this war. Karna says to Duryodhana, don't worry, we'll win the war. Then Shakuni says that, but how many wars out of that 25, 30 you won? How many wars Krishna was against you? And then he feels silent. So Karna is not able to answer anything. So that's why Shakuni said that you made the most foolish mistake. You should have chosen Krishna. But Duryodhana thought that he has made the most wise decision. So that's why that's how people generally don't know also what is good for them, what is not good for them. Because that's when they cross the limit of dharma and ethics, everything goes hayway, and then destruction is awaiting them. It looks that they're winning. He was convinced that he made a good choice. But then amongst him, only his own cunning, little intelligent Mama Shakuni, he could understand that this was a wrong choice. And it was indeed a wrong choice, because you see in Mahabharata, Krishna's plan and suggestions, so many times Arjuna got saved, so many times Arjuna could easily kill the other opponents. And all the things, actually Krishna only devised everything. So that's how important it is. And Shakuni being little intelligent and calculative for material success, again, he was not a good devotee kind of a thing, but he is very calculative about material success. So even calculating material success, he told Duryodhana that you made a mistake. Okay, so at least he is intelligent enough to point out that he made a mistake. Okay, so
exactly.
Yeah. We'll finish
In
this.
the way.
In this way.
Yeah, in this way, Krishna became the charioteer of Arjuna, taking it upon himself to drive the fabled bowman's chariot. This brings us to the point at which Bhagavad Gita begins, and with the two armies arrayed, ready for combat, and Dhritarashtra anxiously inquiring of this secretary Sanjaya, what did they do?
So Dhritarashtra is sitting in Hastinapur, and Sanjay is narrating Mahabharata, narrating what's happening in the war. So because he's got a special vision, Vyasdev says that I'll give you special vision to watch the war. Vyasdev says to Dhritarashtra. But Dhritarashtra knows that Krishna is on the side of Pandavas, and Pandavas are dharmic. He knows that his son is going to lose, because he was knowing that dharma wins always. And on top of that, Krishna is on the other side, and on top of that, Duryodhana insulted Krishna and Draupadi both in the assembly. So he was sure that his son is going to die. So then Dhritarashtra says that don't give me that vision, because a whole life I am not seen anything. Now after you give me vision, I'll see my child's death. All my 100 sons will die. Duryodhana had 99 brothers, so they are going to die surely. So Dhritarashtra says that you give to this person, good person named Sanjay, you give that vision to him that sitting here in Hastinapur is Delhi and Kurukshetra, the war was going on. So sitting there, he can see and narrate the war, what is happening to Dhritarashtra. So Sanjay was given the vision, and Sanjay is sitting with Dhritarashtra in Delhi, that is Hastinapur, and narrating what is happening on the war field. And that's how Sanjay and Dhritarashtra are talking to one another. Actually, the whole Gita is narration of Sanjay to Dhritarashtra.
Right.
And Sanjay is narrating what is happening on the field. Okay, so we'll see while we'll reading it. So this is where
after Mahabharata was finished, Sanjay spoke one line, which comes in Vishnu Sahasranam, that Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna
yes,
Yatra
last shloka. It's the last shloka.
Yatra
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Parvata Rudra Tatra Shri Vir Vijayam. Yeah. So all the things are there at the side where there is Krishna and Arjuna together.
Arjuna. Yeah.
So that's the last verse of Gita.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So, so that's where now both armies are standing in front of us. That's where Gita begins. You can read these 2 paragraphs and stop.
Yeah, the scene is set, with only the need for a brief note regarding the translation and commentary. The general pattern translators have followed in rendering Bhagavad Gita into English has been to brush aside the person Krishna to make room for their own concepts and philosophies. The history of Mahabharata is taken as quaint mythology, and Krishna becomes a poetic device for presenting the ideas of some anonymous genius, or at best, he becomes a minor historical personage.
Yeah, this
But
is very important. ये बहुत important है. प्रभुपाद ने इधर बोला अभी scene set हो गया, but there should be a note about many Bhagavad Gita translations. We will find that Krishna will make, they'll brush aside the person Krishna. All the Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna, but what happens is people, just like Duryodhana, uses dharma and ethics for his purposes. He'll speak dharma also. He'll see Duryodhana is not ordinary. He'll speak dharma, he'll speak ethics, he'll speak morality, but for what? For his purpose to be satisfied. Not for Krishna consciousness or loving Krishna. And same thing Pandavas will do for pleasing and loving Krishna. So both in actions and words might look same. So that's why many translations of Gita, you can see also that they brush aside Krishna. Actually Krishna पे focus ही नहीं रहता है. गीता में भी आप सोचो, गीता में भी कृष्ण पे फोकस नहीं रहता, तो गीता के बाहर जाएंगे तो क्या फोकस करेंगे वो. So many places Prabhupada goes, he was invited to give classes in India on Gita. One place Prabhupada went and there was nothing, no Krishna photo, nothing Arjuna, nothing, and whole stage and big room is filled, and one lamp was there, that's all. Lamp भी कृष्ण को भी नहीं लगाया था, कुछ भी नहीं है वहां पे. तो Prabhupada बोले, what is this setup? बोले, this is not set up for Bhagavad Gita. Where is Krishna and this thing? And you're brushing aside Krishna purposefully and or unwillingly or unknowingly, जो भी हो, mistakenly or accidentally. But that's a serious mistake. We should not, like, without Krishna Arjun, you will not find, आपने भगवद गीता के cover पे ही Krishna Arjun इतने बड़े. Many Bhagavad Gitas might not have Krishna Arjun also on their cover also. What to speak of inside? So there will be many copies like that. So in that assembly, Prabhupada said that you might have done due to whatever mistake or whatever, but it's a serious mistake that you don't put Krishna and Arjuna and you speak on Bhagavad Gita. It's not right. It's not fair. They might have done mistake. The organizers might have done the mistake or whatever reason it is. But what we are focusing on is Prabhupada's focus on Krishna. That's why you'll see whenever Krishna, every purport, every paragraph, there will be word of Krishna everywhere. Prabhupada never leaves. In fact, in Karma Yoga also, in Dhyan Yoga also, Prabhupada inserts Krishna and Bhakti. So much widely obvious Krishna. And why they brush aside Krishna side? To make room for their own concept and philosophies. क्योंकि संस्कृत बहुत लोगों को पता नहीं है और भगवद गीता सबको एप्रिशिएशन है. तो मैं भगवद गीता के नाम पे आपको कुछ बोल दूं, आशीष प्रभु आपको ये करना चाहिए, भगवद गीता ने कहा, तो यू इमीडिएटली बिकम फेथफुल एंड यू फॉलो. right?
Exactly.
So
Mm.
that's where the innocent people's faith was taken into charge, and to make their own philosophies propagate through using Bhagavad Gita. Because if I say that you hear me, you might hear me
Mhm.
due to good friend or something. But if I say you hear God, that is completely
Mhm.
different angle and perspective and depth you'll go to. So
Exactly.
then I say God tells like that, and I'll say my purpose. Suppose I want something
Mhm.
from you. I'll not say I want it as you. I'll say Krishna wants it. How
Mhm.
भगवत गीता में ऐसे बोले गया, एक्चुअली भगवत गीता में बोला ही नहीं होगा, but I use Krishna and Bhagavad Gita for fulfilling my own purpose. That's why we have to be very careful that Prabhupada is warning again at the starting only, that we should not brush aside Krishna to make room for our own concept and philosophies. Okay.
Right.
And
Mhm.
Mahabharata is taken as quaint mythology. Mythology is a term, मतलब myth, something myth,
Uh,
something a story,
yeah.
imaginary. It's not reality. This is a
Uh,
very wide term coined by English Britishers who came in India. So these all things
mhm.
are story, not reality. This is what they meant. Okay. So you can
Right.
read that. So this is very important that this translation Prabhupada has. That's why Prabhupada gives word to word meaning, and where there is not directly, we cannot see how Krishna is mentioned directly. Still, he'll write in purport how this sloka is also mentioning about Krishna. So forget about the slokas which Krishna is directly mentioned. Prabhupada inserts Krishna consciousness and bhakti in slokas where directly you cannot see how it is related to Krishna. So that's the very big advantage of Prabhupada, that you all everywhere, whether it's Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, where there is no direct bhakti yoga, seems like there is no direct bhakti yoga mentioned in the sloka, Prabhupada will connect it to bhakti in a very scientific and Sanskrit, following all the rules. He'll make it obviously connected to Krishna. That's the uniqueness of Prabhupada. And that's why his Gita had maximum transformation in the world. Because there are so many Gitas, but no people read Gita, nobody transformed.
Mhm.
Prabhupada's Gita, anybody who has read Indian, American, Australian, African, jo bhi ho, so many people transformed. Because of purity, he didn't brush aside Krishna. He made Krishna as the prime focus of Bhagavad Gita everywhere. Okay, these two paragraphs will go.
The only the I find Prabhupada as a very very pure soul,
Authentic.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and the reason why I find him pure soul is because Prabhuji, even till his last breath, he was giving
Yes.
instructions. I
Yes.
mean, that is the pure evidence of a person who, I mean, even in pain, he's still trying to give
Yes.
instructions. I mean, yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that is a, I mean, I don't think anyone in this world
No, no, no.
can do
Can't.
that in that is
They can't. They
in that
can't.
way, you know.
Prabhupada is giving
Mostly,
translations of Bhagavatam 10th canto.
yeah,
On
मतलब
his
सांस
last,
लेना कोई बड़ी
last.
बात है.
Correct. सांस लेनी एक बड़ी बात है. He stopped eating and drinking for months. एनर्जी कहाँ,
हाँ,
एनर्जी भी देखो ना कहाँ से आएगी आपको बोलने के लिए. But
सही
he
बात.
is fully conscious and he knows that he has come here to spread glories of Krishna. And
हम्म.
he led an ideal example. अभी वो हो सकता था उनका पास उतना पावर था कि बिना वो ओल्ड एज हुए अपने खुद से ही भगवत धाम चले जाए. बट ही
हाँ,
सेड
बराबर.
एग्जाम्पल, ही सेट एग्जाम्पल की ऐसे हालत में भी आप ऐसे करके भक्ति कर सकते हो. हाउ टू डू
हम्म.
भक्ति टिल लास्ट ब्रेथ. If he wouldn't teach like that, then we will not have example only, na.
Right, true.
So he didn't have to go through all that, but he went through all that because that's why great souls come. People misunderstand, अरे great soul है तो इसको इतना तकलीफ क्यों है? नहीं, वो अगर ग्रेट सोल है पहले ही पता चल जाता तो आपको क्या लगता, अरे वो तो ग्रेट सोल है, मुझे मैं नहीं कर सकता, मैं तो नॉर्मल हूँ. So that's why great
Right.
soul comes as a normal people. They behave normal. They
हम्म.
undergo old age also normally. They die also like normal people. But while
हम्म.
they're doing all these things, they set an example ki how to do bhakti. Then we get inspired. अरे ये नॉर्मल इंसान ऐसे कर सकते हैं, मतलब मैं भी कर सकता हूँ ना.
हम्म.
तो समझो कोई एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी मैजिशियन है, तो मैजिशियन कर रहा है तो हम शॉक नहीं होते हैं, मतलब वो मैजिशियन है वो कर सकता है, मैं नहीं कर सकता. बट अगर
हम्म.
नॉर्मल आपका कोई दोस्त, आपका चलता फिरता दोस्त जो मैजिशियन नहीं है, वो मैजिक करने लगे तो आपको कॉन्फिडेंस आता है मैं भी कर सकता हूँ, मतलब मैं भी सीख सकता हूँ. तो
हम्म.
इसीलिए वो ग्रेट सोल बहुत प्योर डिवोटी, उनको जरूरत नहीं है मटेरियल बनाने का. वो यहाँ पे आते हैं साधारण व्यक्ति जैसे जीते हैं, ताकि हमको आपको प्रेरणा मिले, अरे साधारण व्यक्ति भी ऐसे कर सकता है तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ. ना, तो इसीलिए वो साधारण व्यक्ति इतना बड़ा भक्ति कर सकता है, तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ। वो इंस्पिरेशन
सही।
आता है, इसी वजह से वो वैसा रोल लेते हैं। नहीं तो ग्रेट सोल्स को कोई पेन आने की जरूरत नहीं है, डेथ ओल्ड एज जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। दे आर नॉट ऑर्डिनरी, दे आर डूइंग लाइक ए ड्रामा। तो ड्रामा में परफेक्ट
हम्म,
एक्टिंग होनी चाहिए, ताकि वो इम्पैक्ट आए
हाँ,
लोगों पे। तो ड्रामा
सही बात
परफेक्ट
बोल।
नहीं हुआ तो इम्पैक्ट नहीं आएगा ना, तो ड्रामा को कोई पॉइंट ही नहीं। तो इसलिए
बराबर।
कृष्णा also sometimes behaves like a normal person, and his great souls also behave like a normal person to teach us something. Okay, so
हम्म।
we'll read this two
Yes.
paragraph and then
Yeah, but the person Krishna is both the goal and the substance of Bhagavad Gita. So so far as the Gita speak of itself. This translation then and the commentary that accompanies its purpose to direct the reader to Krishna rather than away from him. The Bhagavad Gita thus becomes wholly consistent and comprehensible. Since Krishna is the speaker of the Gita and its ultimate goal as well, the Bhagavad Gita as it is represents the great scripture in its true terms.
yes, so this is from Publishers now. This is what Krishna is the goal and substance of Bhagavad Gita. This we should not forget. With this focus, then we should approach Gita.
True, true.
Okay, ठीक है। अगला
हम्म,
पार्ट हम ये डेडिकेटेड टू श्रील बलदेव विद्याभूषण, यहाँ से हम अगली बार से कंटिन्यू करें।
हाँ, मैंने प्रभु जी उससे स्टार्ट किया था, मतलब ना मेरे को याद है, मतलब मेरी भक्ति कहाँ से स्टार्ट हुई मैं आपको बोलता हूँ। आई मीन, हाँ, व्हाई दिस केम टू माय माइंड। मैं पहली छुट्टी में इंडिया आया था।
हम्म।
तब आपसे मिला था और आपने बोला था कि वो स्टार प्लस वाली महाभारत भी आप देख
हाँ
सकते हो।
हाँ हाँ
तो मैंने वो डाउनलोड की थी टॉरेंट से पूरी
हाँ।
सीरीज, और मैंने देखी पूरी। मतलब दिन में 3-3 4 4 एपिसोड देखता था। मैंने फिनिश होल सीरीज इन लाइक 20-25 days।
बाप रे।
और वहां से मुझे बहुत अट्रैक्शन बढ़ा। देन आई रेड भगवद गीता। देन आई स्टार्टेड गोइंग टू टेम्पल, और वहां से मतलब माय भक्ति प्रोसेस स्टार्ट। तो द
करेक्ट
रीजन व्हाई आई एम दिस बिकॉज अगर आपके नेक्स्ट टाइम है और एंड इफ ही आस्क यू अबाउट स्टार प्लस महाभारत, it can even start, you can even start that person to start his bhakti.
करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट, मेनी पीपल लाइक दैट स्टार। बहुत अच्छा बनाया उन्होंने, फोकस रखा है कृष्णा के अराउंड। नो, फोकस दे आर केप्ट अराउंड
हाँ,
कृष्णा, एंड दे आर केप्ट इट इन अ मॉडर्न वे, सो दैट आप बोर नहीं होंगे उससे।
हाँ, नहीं,
ग्राफिक्स और उनका साउंड इफेक्ट्स बहुत अच्छे यूज किए।
हम्म,
एंड
और वो
वेरी,
कृष्णा की एक्टिंग भी बहुत अच्छी है।
हाँ,
he's looking very, Krishna is looking very
very
smart in
very
that.
very right
That's
character they
what.
have got, very composed, and that's how Krishna should be। वेरी वेरी ज्यादा
Hmm.
ऐसा फ्लैबिंग नहीं है और ज्यादा ग्लैमरस भी नहीं है, कंपोज्ड, और द वे ही स्पीक्स, परफेक्ट रोल
Yes,
इट हैज डन। सो उसमें से
सौरभ
अश्व,
जैन।
हाँ यार सरोज, अश्वत्थामा जो बना था ना, अश्वत्थामा, तो
हम्म।
वो अभी हमारे टेम्पल में रेगुलर आता है, पुणे में।
हाँ,
So
क्या?
yeah, he's producing 2 3 more movies already produced, and on the culture and this one, and now he's chanting also. So he is going to produce one
ओके,
more
नाइस,
movie is
दैट्स
coming
वेरी
in।
गुड।
वो 2 3 बार देखा मैंने उसको टेम्पल में, श्रृंगार आरती में आता है, मस्त ऑफर करता है, नॉर्मल पर्सन की तरफ बैठते हैं। So
अच्छा,
he's becoming devotee. He left non-veg and everything and is following regulations and chanting. He started
नाइस,
chanting.
इंटरेस्टिंग।
Actually, this is
हम्म।
what, even if you do drama of such things, immediately it impacts the heart. And I
ऑफ
heard the
कोर्स।
Arjuna who played role of Arjuna was Muslim, and
यस।
he himself was eager, most topmost eagerness for him was to hear the message of Bhagavad Gita. When that role will come,
हम्म।
when Krishna starts speaking the knowledge about it. I heard like that, that he was more curious for that part of acting. So because
या,
philosophy is very attractive, Bhagavad Gita, no? What a
राइट।
intelligent,
सलीम
very
Salim
well.
Khan asked to the director to have him as Arjun.
Okay, who
So
asked?
Salim Khan,
Okay,
Salman Khan's dad.
Salman Khan's dad.
Yeah, he recommended to have a Muslim person as a Arjun, so that it will give a message to everyone that that
They are
we are
together,
all humans.
harmony.
And,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Good, good, good. But he also did very nicely. Arjun role is also done nicely. Krishna
Yeah,
role,
really
Arjun
nice.
role.
Very.
Shakuni also. Shakuni, I think I heard director only was Shakuni. The director couldn't find a right person, so he himself chose to do the role of Shakuni.
Right.
Very nice. So yeah, so whatever inspires, one should start with that, and then you rightly went into Gita, then you rightly went to temple and started practicing. So it made a good thing. So it turned into a good goal. It didn't remain as entertainment. Most of the people
Yeah.
might take Mahabharata as entertainment. That's also good. At least they are having real entertainment. All other movies are planned and all are imaginary stories. And there's no Krishna at all. At least Mahabharata, you will be conscious of Krishna to great extent while watching at least and afterwards also. So whatever helps us to become Krishna conscious is very good. That can be done very nice.
Right, bro.
Okay. Anything,
Okay,
any
bro.
questions you have?
No, Roger, all good. Just that question that
Yeah,
let me know and just
yeah,
message me, bro,
yeah, I'll message you.
so that in the morning when I wake
Yes,
up,
yes.
I'll just read and I'll follow instructions.
Sure, sure, I'll message
So
you.
if I can do Gayatri or not, and Hare Krishna, you told me I can do that, so I'll follow.
Yes,
I'll continue doing that. Yeah.
sure, sure. I'll do that. Hare Krishna.
Okay, bro.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna,
Thank
bro.
you. Hare Krishna.